do this now. Welcome, YouTube. I is now recording a video for YouTube and streaming at the same time. If you're interested in watching the unique and beginnings of these kinds of things, please be sure to check out Orbs Vault and the Twitch channel. If you're watching from either, links to both can be found in the description of the channel page, as well as the description of the window you're viewing now. Be sure to check those out. Yeah, we're creating a D&D world, for those of you on YouTube who do not know what we're doing. I just got through figuring out GIMP and making our very, very second grade looking geographical map. So the blue is an Arctic stuff, the yellow is coastal. We have a little bit of gray up here that is for stones, rocks, anything that can't cross over this coastal / mountain region, equating no life except for fish life on the other side. We have a valley between two mountain chains that are handily labeled Arctic because they are so high up in altitude. And then we have our green, which is symbolization of forest. Okay? Okay. That being said, now what I'm doing is I'm identifying each one of the points of interest within this country here, right? In order to determine what the architectural features are of each of the points of interest, so that way it's not just, ooh, it's artistic in this way, artistic in that way, because different architectures depend on the climate. Some houses need to be built out of snow, some need to be built out of brick, some need to be insulated so well not to get frostbite, the like. Some houses need to float. I don't know. Depends on the region. In any case, we're working on this country now, and that is what we're working to figure out. I think I'm good. I think. All right. First things first. I'll do this. Boom. Settlement. Populous. Amount. We're gonna do this. Yeah. Yeah. This. Yeah, that works. This right here. Boom. Let's go ahead and do this. So settlement 1 has 20, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Are there 9 in this? 10. Hello, 10. Okay. So, my thought process is, let's go ahead and do this. It's hard to see because of that right there. Ten. Okay. So here, POI1 has 20. So I think what I'm going to do. We have. Is there a shape manipulator? Can. No. Okay. We're going to do this. I'm going to add a different layer. Layer 2. Let's actually do this now. This actually works in our favor. I'm going to do this. So we have. I'm going to take a pencil. Come here. So we're going to do this. We want this to go all the way down to 5. Perfect. That's not what I wanted to happen. Opacity 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So we're gonna also do this. Like that. Okay. Size. That is enormous. Let's do 20. Okay. One. Keep things plain and simple. Good. Text. I have to figure that out, actually. This is where things are going to get a little tricky. 2 is going to be Hamlet. This is the capital, so we're going to bring this all. Whoa, uh-huh. 2. Gold. This. We're going to take you, bring you down here. Good. We're going to go back here. What is our third one? Our third is small city, populous 10,000. I think that is going to be this one here. From this, we will do this, 3. That is a large 3. Boom, good. Let's go ahead and go back to this. Actually, no, this right here. 4 is going to be Mega City. That's the largest of them. It's this one specifically. This, 4, gold. Not changing that. Let's go back to this. 5, Thor, populous 60. This is going to be one of the other. what I want to do is this right here. That's 1. Keep things simple. This will be 5. Let's do 6 and 7 there, shall we? 6. Nope. 7. Good. I'll take this, put you up here. Boom. Take this, put you. No. Boom. Good. 6, 7. Let's see what 8 has in store. That's 4. It is one of the small. Nine's gonna be that. Thorpe's gonna be okay. So 8 there. Good. Boom. Take this, put you there. Good. 9. I believe this will be 10. What does 10 look like? Thorpe again. Okay, so that works. So we'll do this here. 9. Yeah, not 98, just 9. Move you in closer here. Boom. And then we'll run 10 down here. Good. I see. Okay, so I have to figure that out. Fine. Big oof. Big oof. Okay, so gold. Alright, let's start with simple. There's 1. Here's our first major gist. I want to group these into a single layer. I thought they would go into a layer, but I guess I was wrong. I think layer 2, this is the one we're looking at. That's layer 2. Okay, so we're going to do this. Remove that, and that. That's no longer a thing. We're going to take show yourselves once more. This. Not what I intended to do. Ugh. I want to... There we go. Now, if I were to take this, let's say I select that entire layer group. This right here, I select, I move the whole thing. No? No, I don't. Okay. Boom. That's okay. That manipulates it. This right here, I can lock the movement for all of it. Gold. I can lock this, I can lock this. That is what I'm after. Boom. I can see my numbers just fine. And I can manipulate it within this, so I can boop, boop. Good. That is what I'm after. Okay. Now, that being the case, I have to figure out... Okay, so... Here's where we go back to the notepad. Go all the way back up to 1. Boom. Back out of that. Let's take this, put this here. 1's on coastal, so that's there. 1d10 is what I'm after. Not that. That one goes up to 10 gold. From here, I'm looking at coastal, just one of these, so that's 7. This is a... Oh, gosh. What's this? This is a... regional architecture. That's what I'm going to label this as. Architect. URE. Yep. Architecture. Techer. Tector. Architecture. E-tech. Is that correct? I think that's correct. Chat. I think it's correct. We rolled a 7. What does that say? Large seawalls to protect docks and harbors. To protect docks and harbor. So, do the same thing the whole way down. Regional architecture. That works. From here. 5. That's a strategically placed offshore breakwaters to... Oh, wait. Hot dog. Because this is POI 2. 2 is the capital. This right here. What does it look like from our vantage? This is a forested area, so we have to look at this one specifically. There we go. I'm going to stick with 5. 5 says multiple windows on all sides of the buildings to provide ventilation in warmer months. I'm going to help myself out here. I'm going to put this in there. Stay. This can go here. And then this can go here. I can read here. And then put 2 there. And then it goes to here. And then to you. Okay. Alright. 2 is a forested area. We're sticking with 5. This we have. 5 says multiple windows on both sides of the building to to provide. Okay, so let's do this. Multiple windows on all sides of the building. To provide ventilation in warmer months. Gold. That's POI 2. POI 3. Gold. 3 is here. 3 is also a forest area. Take our D10 and roll. That is a 1. Storm shelters and subterranean levels. Okay. Subterranean. That's terrain. Good. Okay. Good. Roll. This is a 4. 4 is. Hold up. Almost made a mistake again. 4 is a big city. This city is combined. It's a combo gist. Because we have forest and Arctic in the same gist. So we'll do a mixture of 1 roll, 2 roll. Keep things simple. I think I'm also going to simplify things a little bit further. I'm going to keep the number the same on the dice. So when I go from forest to Arctic, it is legit 5 and 5, a mix of the 2. Keep things simple. From that, we have first things first. Let's go ahead and mark that down. Our 5. That's not 5, that's 4. Good thing I caught myself when I did, because wow, this is interesting already. So with a 4, we have on forest some roofs to assist with snow removal. That actually works in our favor. A combination of sloped roofs to assist with snow removal. And because when from forest to Arctic, Arctic says on 4 heavily sloped peak. Okay, so we can't. We'll roll again because that's too similar. 5. 5 says large fireplaces or furnaces with chimneys that go through all floors to radiate heat. Good. So, point of interest 4 being a city, a mega city, the largest one, right, is a combination of forest and Arctic, right, because it's stationed up on a mountain. We have a combination of sloped roofs to assist with snow removal and large fireplaces or furnaces with chimneys that go through all floors to radiate heat. It's cold. Makes sense. And the roofs help with that kind of thing. So it works. POI 5. First 10 on POI 5. 5 is a forested area. Forest slash rocky area. That rocky area does not have. Yeah. The rocky area does not have a role for it. We're not going to double up on the forest. We're just going to leave it as is. Some of the housing and buildings are typical, like they're just made with the base material, right? That's described earlier. Um, and some have been enhanced with the role that's forested. So we have this here. Then use of basements for food storage and workshops during hot months. Cool. Okay. It's a 6. That is Arctic. So here, raised floor of ceramic plates or tiles with pipes of heated water below the floor. Good. Good. We'll have set a few of those up. Okay, that is another one of those. Hello 9. Arctic is buildings are built on heavy pillars. Coastal. That's already set. 10 on coastal. We have buildings that are short and squat and more than an inch. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Nine is here. That's one of the large cities. That is a combination of coastal and Arctic. It's cold, and it's that with a dash. Okay, so it's a combination of all three. I'm looking at green. I'm looking at you can see it right here. You see green in this. You see coastal in this. You see mountainous in this, or Arctic in this. So this is going to be the most complex one to do, because it's combining three different regional architectures to avoid and sustain themselves off the elements. And it's such a vast city. It's a combination of some of it being a role for coastal, some of it being a role for Arctic, some of it being a role for forest. And of course, none of them mix. What does it mean when it's non-mixable? Homogeneous? When like when oil and water go together, right? They don't mix, so they're like solo of themselves. I don't know the word for it. Homogeneous? I don't know what it's called. Let's do 4 on each. We can't do 4 on each because of that. So we'll start with coastal. Coastal is this 4. Community built on large / resilient floating platforms. 2 for Arctic. Six. That is legit what the book said. Very interesting, to say the least. Our last one's a 10. It's way over there. It's all forest. So that's going to be super beneficial to us. That is a 10 on forest. We use the bakeness for food storage and workshops during hot months. Okay, that is the totality of this country's regional architecture for every single point of interest within its region. I think I did pretty good. Let me know what you think in chat. What do you think about that? Does it look good? Meh. I think it looks good. I think that I can make a story. I can make a lot of stories with a variety of stuff I have here. This is going to be interesting. It's going to be extremely interesting. Okay, now that that's out the way, we got to turn the page here. Turn the page here. An economy. A new economy. I like this idea. This is per the country. Good. 1d10 again? Yes. 9. As our economical breakdown, we have 0% aristocratic. %2 wealthy. 8% comfortable. 20% modest. 40% poor. 18% squalid. I don't know what that means, but okay. I misspelled it. 12% Wretched. Good. Okay. Thank Mindshop for holding our place again. Thanks, Joe. I appreciate you for looking at it. I understand it's a lot of words, a lot of breakdown. I understand that this right here only does a little bit to really depict what I'm creating. Um, there is a lot to this that I'm working on, and I am all for your input. If you see something or hear something I say, like I'm going off a book to create this, and I've got a lot to go. I mean, shoot, we just got through with each of the points of interest within a country, and I have created an entire sphere of continents, an actual planet, a religion, not a religion, a defined pantheon. I've created a lot, and this is only a fraction of it. Let me know if you have any input on this. I am all ears. Um, for right now, I think I'm gonna stick to the book. But as soon as you let me know, like I will take it into consideration. I'll look for it, and I'm all for discussing, creating the best world possible. 1d8 for that one. That is a 6. That's a 10. That's an 8. 8 for tax rates within this country, we hit a 2. So 10% tax rate. Or not you, you. That was a 4 that we just landed on. I'm gonna change this. In the book it says city. However, I like the idea of anti-Semitism. If you know what that is, you know where I'm going with this. And it's gonna be amazing in the story, like storytelling wise. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna leave that alone. Status of Sizzy? Status of Sizzy? It's sizzling in your chat. Yeah, late. Status of city treasury. That's what's next. I need a D6 for that one. That would be this here. Boom. 3. 50% full. do this 4. That says 3. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna do this because this is like in the book. Boom, boom. You can now see that plain as day. I'm gonna go ahead and minimize this. Now you can see pretty much all of what I'm looking at here. Trade relations. I rolled a 4. No, I rolled a 3. Okay, so I think we have come across something that's going to be a little bit more interesting, right? My thought process is we have the option to choose what this country is boastful of, right? So similar to how people from uh, Europe sail to America for more spices, riches, gold, land, the like, right? Um, I am currently looking at that aspect of creating this specific country. What is this country known for in terms of resources? What's the source of its trades? I'm thinking I am going to settle on 3 roles for primary resources, and then after which our next primary resources, second I say primary, our secondary resources, the sub resources of it is going to be varied to 5 other trades, right? 5 other resources for each of the brackets that I have to roll for. So that way, in the result, it'll be primary resources A, B, and C, right? And then for everything else is going to be secondary resources A, B, C, D, E. And it'll be for livestock, precious metals, gems, the like. I think that's all. No, no. It's got a lot more. It's got a whole lot more. So we're going to be rolling this for a while. Um, Primary resources equal. We're gonna roll 3 times. That's 3d10. Come here, you. 5. This. Scooch out the way. Thank you. Roll that. That says 6. We have alcohols. Don't drink. It's bad for you. Roll in. That's a 10. We have magical items. And for our final one, we have 8 building materials. So, oh man, that actually lines up perfectly. So, primary materials are essentially what you're going to find most common in all the stores of this country. No matter what city you're in, there will always be an availability of alcohols, magical items, and building materials. Plain and simple, right? The scarcer resources, I am very, very. I want to flip a coin on, right? I think 1, 2, 3, 4. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 of those. So, what I think I'm going to do. Kind of wish they made a D5. They probably have. I just don't have one. I could make a wheel. That's an option. So my thinking process is there are 10 categories to choose from. Each one's going to have 5 materials that you can find in this country. Each one is going to be very, 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 very specific to each point of interest within the country. So that is every city, major hotspot, what you think of it, right? My thought process is I'm going to roll 5 times for each one. And these are going to be materials located in a general group. Let's split it up into secondary and tertiary resources. Secondary resources, I'm going to have a total of, split it down the middle. 10 by 5 is 50, so 25. 25 secondary resources, 25 tertiary resources that this country can boast it has on its markets whenever it wants to, but is solely located based on POI. So you're only ever going to find it in this city. You're only ever going to find these resources in this city. And it'll be a mixture of them, right? It will never be the same set of resource for each of the cities. Though the different resources can interlink them, they're not the most common. And from that, we get a better result of this city's trading with this city more often than it is this one due to XYZ. This city's trading with this very small settlement for some reason. We don't know why, but for some reason you can find not only an abundance of resources here, but the same resource here for some reason. There you go. And that's essentially what we're looking at is a bunch of different XYZ. You have a bunch of resources everywhere all at once, and that is how that works. We've hit the 2-hour, 15-minute mark on this stream. I have yet to take a break in the 2 hours that I have been over here experimenting with GIMP, etc., etc. I'm tempted to say let's go ahead another 20 minutes. Let's get started on our secondary. Let's go ahead and have that. Secondary resource is tertiary resources. This will give us the foundation of what we need. 25 resources in each, so this will be 3. 25. There are some noises happening. I don't know where, but it's weird. Yeah, I don't know where that's coming from. That's a weird sound. They're good. That's weird. Okay. Huh. I don't know, chat. I don't know. So we'll start with the 5. Keep things simple, because this goes all the way down. Oh, hello. Okay. 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 I'm wrong. Wrong about the way I went about it. So the resources are groups, right? Our exports would be this here. We are in need, this country is in need of imports. The trade is we have an abundance of this and we are willing to trade it. So, in order for us to have a value worthwhile trade, we need something to replace these. We have 3 major exports that we work with. 3 resources we can boast about. We have a number of that we don't need extra of, right? From this, we get what do we need? So I'm going to change this to exports instead of 3 exports, but let's do this. Gold. Okay. I say let's roll for it. Same gist, right? We'll roll for anything other than those 3 that are listed there, right? That's going to tell us what we need and what this country thinks is a worthwhile trade for alcohol, the different alcohols that it can produce, the magical items it can produce, and the building materials it can produce, right? Keep things simple. 1. Livestock. People have got to eat. This is 3. Gems. Armaments. Okay. So we have 3 things we don't need a lot of, and 3 things we are short of. Livestock, gems, armaments, which actually lines up for us perfectly. This country specifically is in a war with their immediate neighbor. Right now, they are struggling with their livestock because people have got to eat. They're struggling with their gems because that's the whole point behind this, right? The continent has 3 large countries and one with all the goodies, which means that is a very dependent, like, extremely rich country, and this one's wanting to invade it. And from that, yeah, they have made an alliance to take over the smaller country within its continent in order to get the gems it's after. It also needs armaments. It's at war. They have to supply their men with armor, otherwise it's just cannon fodder. That's not good. So, with that being the case, that simplifies that for me. Next up, when we go to hit up our refer to book page 43 and page 44. Specific shop items for cross reference item of shop. So this way, I know what the shops are going to have. I know what the shops are going to be lacking. Everything else is commonplace material. You're going to find water. You're going to find some kind of food. You're going to find some kind of cloth. But you're not going to find armor very often. You're not going to find gems, even more so. And livestock is something they're lacking on. A lot of it's farmland. None of it's plains. A lot of it, or sorry. A lot of it's forest. Forests are predatorial. Coastal lines, you have fish life, but that's about it. No real livestock, no cattle, no nothing like that. And the rest of the region is mountainous with Arctic chills and the like. That's how that is. And in the center is a canyon, which, by the way, I need to depict here because there is something we'd like to discuss here. This one. We want to zoom into this way right here. I want to take a paintbrush. I'm going to bring you down to 1. I'm going to bring opacity all the way up. We're going to take the color picker. Purple. I think that's good purple. I think our portal is good right there. Yep. On this layer specifically, I'm looking to create stuff within this here. Go to paintbrush. Fireball. Yay. Okay. Oh, that's the thing. I just realized that has to stay up because of that. Okay. So, no, that's the thing. We have our portal. This is the portal on the continent that leads to the elemental plane of Earth. I'm going to be honest. I'm treating that as literal Earth. Chaos. Chaos within a story. That's going to be interesting, to say the least. Fourth wall break moment type stuff. It's going to be very interesting. Yeah. We have a portal now. Yay. I'm going to go ahead and re-enable this, and this. Boom. That's the thing. We're going to bring this back up here. That's the thing that's happening. It's staying the way it is. So go ahead and turn the pages. There's a lot. I'm going to be at this for a while. This is going to be quite awesome. We have hit our hour-long mark for the recording. I'm willing to go another 11 minutes into it. There is a whole lot with all of this. I'm going to take this time to stop what I'm doing now. I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you, the chat. What exactly do you see that I can improve on? Does all of this look interesting to you? Are you curious about within the confines of Country 1, right? I know you can't see it, but you can see it right here, right? Because this is Country 1's data pad. I'm curious to know what your thoughts are on it, right? What exactly do you think I can do to better help myself? Because this is primarily meant to be seen by me or the DM/GM. They're supposed to be able to look at this and go, okay, this is exactly what's going on here, yada, yada, yada. Here's your setting. This is what's happening. The story hasn't been made yet. This is me creating a world that I can reference at any point in time. This is me creating a data pad that I can 100% say is legible and can be used during campaign to reiterate what's happening and where. I'm going to leave it to you guys. Let me know what you think I could do. Like, do you think this picture looks okay? This one, oh, you can't see it if I close that out. Hang on. Not this, but this. Right here. Does this picture look okay? For the rough sketch of geographical stuff, and then, of course, the city outlines and shapes. I can't change much about the continent, like these lines here for the country, right? This is purely selected off of, okay, here's a line here, here's a line here, and look at that. There's a bunch of water there. People live on the land. This is our country, right? I can't do much about these lines specifically, but I can do almost anything I want to with this. Do note that if you guys have a suggestion in changing any of this, that is going to have a direct impact on all of this. And lot of this has got to do with itself and everything else around it. So be very, very mindful of that when throwing an idea my way and about that, right? Uh, yeah, I'm waiting on a response. Just FYI, this is I'm gonna leave it to you. This is your time. This is me leaving the gauntlet, throwing it down to you. What exactly do you think I could do to improve this? Let me know. Do as Auto Chat says. Let me know what you think. Always interested in what I can do to improve your experience. Ultimately, you're here to see me stream something, being typically games, but I like being able to do this kind of thing as well. It's a breather. It's a refresher from games. It's the reminder that video games came from someone who had an idea and a story they thought was good, grand, and gold, and chose the community to be the best judge of character. Typically that's good, typically that's bad. I don't care. This world is something I've thought about for a while. This is something that I have legitimately put thought and effort into for years. And I've only just now begun to actually create it. The stories tell themselves, and I am all the more happily waiting for the chance to actually tell this story. So, please, suggest, comment, say something, so that I might have a better view on what to do. True. Are you thinking along the lines of a primary resource, like something does the country need, or does the country have an abundance of? Which one do you think it would work best under? Because the exports are, my thought process is things that the country has a lot of and does not necessarily need extra of. So from that is going to be, okay, I am selling alcohol, I am selling magical items, I'm selling building materials, you can find it all here, right? Does the country need it? Or does it have an abundance of it, is my question to you, Joe. I do have livestock, gems, and stuff as my resources for the exports. Or I'm sorry, for the imports. I'm seeing oh. Double answer. I see. I see. Okay, so you're wanting it on this one. Yes? Is that armaments? Herbs. Add herbs. Got it. Let's actually look at that right quick because that's got to be a not table, but you get the point. Let's see. Okay. So in here it's stated as grains and produce. That's what it's labeled as. So I'm gonna keep, because I'm going based off the book, right? Every time someone enters the shop, I'm rolling a lot for a bunch of different items within that shop. So when you say herbs, right, it's got to be on that table so I can roll for it, and then hence why I'm going to replace the word herbs with grains and produce, so that way I can easily find that table, roll for it, have my items, and it be similar to what you're wanting, herbs. Greens and produce. Gold. Sweet. Awesome. Thank you, Joe. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you think what you're seeing before you is good, let me know. I'll go ahead and scroll down to just below this right here. So that way you guys can get a better picture on the rest of it, I guess. At least from that point down, so that way you can see stuff. And... Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's exactly what that's meant to be. Medicinal. I understand that. So, yeah, that falls in that category, so that works. All right, we are approaching the hour 20-minute mark. I appreciate you guys for watching this specific stream. I'll be coming back again. This time, it'll be an hour-long break. We've been at it for a while. I've been streaming for 4 hours, on and off today. I intend to continue doing this all the way up till midnight. It is currently 7:24 my time. If you guys appreciate and enjoy the stream, be sure to drop a follow, like, comment, share. It goes a long ways to telling me, hey, your content is okay, and we would love to see more. Regardless, I intend to continue building this world of mine. I continue playing games. I choose to continue to do this because I actually enjoy it. I enjoy you guys' opinions, your company. I enjoy everything about this. What is next stream? What's next stream? I'm thinking I'm gonna get a hold of my brothers and we're gonna play some Rainbow Six Siege. I think. Typical pattern is video game, let's chat, video game for the week. There's not much else I can do per stream due to guidelines, and as a result, I'm not even gonna try it. What I am gonna do though is I'm gonna continue up to 12. However, I think what I'm gonna do as stream like crazy there for a second. Okay, so my brain was just derailed with all of what just happened on that screen there. Holy crap. I'm tempted to try something new, but it will only be found on Patreon. It'll be completely free. It can only be found on Patreon. I have to figure that out. How about this? Should I surprise you? Although I don't think that's a good idea. Updates to streams can be found on my YouTube page. If you don't have any idea when I stream, when I have delays, or if I'm late, or whatever, right? Go to my YouTube page. Go to the community tab on the YouTube page. From there, you'll see exactly when I post live, whether or not I'm going to be able to stream today, or where I am streaming due to certain platforms not liking certain content, and yada, 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 right? With that being said, I think the best I can do, surprising wise, is that would be interesting. Though I don't know if I can stream to that. Because I can record a VOD of it. Like, the hardware recording part is not hard. It's streaming to a live service, so you guys get the best of it. Right? And then creating a VOD separate that's completely unique to itself. because I'm looking to get back into a specific kind of content, and I can only do that on a separate platform. Oh, we hit the 1 minute 20 mark, chat. I appreciate you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the everything, you know what to do. I'm gonna go ahead and put up the end screen now. If you guys are wanting to put in your guesses for Warframe, be sure to do so. I will leave the stream open for 10 minutes. It'll be on the closing page. That being said, I will see you guys in the next stream. Peace out.